After defeating the wargs and hellhounds in the Dawnflower Library, Vandy Banderdash offered healing and assurance that she would finish with the matters there. Stopping by the Crook's Nook, Yin Yasmara had hunkered down and also assured the heroes they were ready for anything that came their way. Fearing what's to come, the heroes went to the market to see if Kilino or any other townsfolk were about in the night. But there was no sign of the owner of the market, not even in his home. Sounds of struggle could be heard down by the Otari Fishery. The heroes rushed down and found wolves attacking fishers on the pier. Mayhem ensued, in which Tamily Tandervale joined the fray, revealing a prior association with the Grey Corsairs as she tried to motivate her crew. Once again victorious, Gilda could not help but inquire about this revelation of Tamily's. But Tamily remained tight-lipped about the subject. Thinking to check on one last destination, the heroes looked in on Alamora Inkelholtz at Inkelholtz Manor. She was safe inside, but with most of the town's children. They were about to embark on a late-night field trip for their schooling when Alamora's instincts told her not to go. They remained hidden and quiet in the meantime. With teacher and students safely behind sturdy doors, the heroes departed, and in doing so, saw a train of torches and the sounds of shouting on the ridge above the manor. Along the road to the Otari graveyard. Making their way back to the library, the heroes climbed the winding path of the graveyard above and were met with a gruesome scene. Injured guards scattered about, Captain Longsaddle gravely wounded himself, and Gerald trying to protect him, while also trying to stop a furious Kilino from engaging with a massive, wintry white wolf. The heroes intervened, and mid-brawl, a werewolf climbed the outer wall of the graveyard, tossing the limp body of Magiloi to the ground. Enraged at the sight of the werewolf, Kilino could barely be held back, and the werewolf snapped at him, tossing him aside like a rag doll. And just as everything seemed to be at its worst, Tulak reached into his dark power and stripped the werewolf of its sight.
Hello, creatures and denizens of the uncharted world. This is Freeman from Uncharted North, and I am plugging your ear holes now with a little bit of a favor to ask. We really could use some help on the word-of-mouth end of our project. We want you to go out and tell a friend about one of our shows, or possibly the potential of future shows that might be in their interests. Word of mouth is incredibly important for a small network like ours, and each and every one of you can help another listener find us by mentioning us to, I don't know, a friend, a game master, a dungeon master that you know, someone in the street. Pick a rando wearing a cool hat or a gnarly shirt or some wicked boots. Just think about what Scott might wear and pinpoint that person, and then you pretty much bet they're going to be into this. That would go such a long way for us. And we assume that some of you are already doing this because you're still listening, and that's really great. So we'd also like to remind those who are doing this and helping us out, but have not done this yet, that we have a free public Discord where most of our dedicated fans hang out with the crew and chat on a daily basis. You know, we chat about it all. We have laughs. We support each other with mental health. We just talk about gaming and different games we want to play, and movies and music and whatever. We talk about all of it. You can hit that up easily through our website, unchartednorth.ca, or unchartednorth.com/discord will send you straight to an invite link. And if you really like and have the ability to help us move forward in creating more shows and receiving cool rewards in return, we've been working really hard on our Patreon structure. You can go to patreon.com/unchartednorth and find what we have on offer for various tiers to become more involved, a couple little bits of paraphernalia and fun things, and goals towards the future of what other shows we want to produce, how many more we would like to produce, and so on. But that's it. We really appreciate you listening. We hope that you've enjoyed most of the episodes so far. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you stick around for more episodes as we push forward and do more and more fun things. I don't want to take up any more of your time, so that's it from me. Thank you very much. Love, Freeman, aka The Barn. So, James, you are a... Would you possibly describe yourself as a recluse? Would you say that defines you? It's sometimes, maybe not always.
Yeah. I mean,
Or are you more of a
shots
hermit?
Fired right off the bat.
No, just
Yeah. I mean, like I wouldn't describe myself as a recluse because that's just not how my life works.
Yeah.
I aspire to be one.
You have reclusive tendencies, you might say.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I was just thinking about it because you guys are fighting Jal now, and he's basically been a recluse for 30 years or so. And I just got to be thinking, it's like, oh, he's been out there, in the wild, gone feral for like 30 years. And I thought, I feel like that's what happens when James goes for one of his solo hiking trips. Spends a week just going feral.
Comes back with a wolf.
I like to think I come back more enlightened.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Not
in a
attacking
moon
the local
frenzy.
city.
Yeah.
Come out of the woods with rumors surrounding you murdering somebody and escaping to the druids.
Yeah, I definitely have a better emotional support group than Jal does.
That's fair.
Yeah, a bunch of druids.
What's the longest solo mission you've gone on though? Like in the old woods there.
In the woods, 7 days is the longest I've been out solo. I've only done the one solo, which is the Juan de Fuca. I've done a lot of partners, but Juan de Fuca is the only one I've ever done solo, and it is way harder, like way harder.
Solo, yeah.
Yeah, so the trails themselves aren't harder. The Juan de Fuca is like the West Coast Trail light, but not having essentially a reason to keep going is really tough. Because you can just quit whenever, right? There are campsites that just lead to the main road where a bus comes and pick you up. So at any major campsite, like once per day, you can just stop and call it a day and go back to civilization. Right. So not having somebody to like shoulder that burden of the mental struggle it's hard. Yeah. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I really enjoyed it.
Easier to stay motivated to when someone else is there.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's how Jal felt with he's got a connection to wolves. He's always had wolves around this whole time, all these 30 years. Maybe that helped him to a degree just stay where he was at until he kind of snapped and kind of lost his humanity.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, any company's good company, right? Like there's a reason fire is the number one thing you want when you're alone and lost. And it's because it's essentially a living thing, and it acts as company. Like not only is it for warmth and cooking, it's also for companionship.
Right.
It's great for looking at.
And toasting marshmallows.
James, this just reminds me because I grew up on the island. I don't know if I've touched on this before, but all of these trails, well, not all of them, but some of these trails that James is talking about, I have camped along, but not having done the trail, just either pulled up in my car and camped or hiked a short distance and camped. But me and my friends would just get hammered drunk at these beaches.
Yeah.
And there's people coming in, been hiking for days. They're low on food. They're feeling terrible. and we just have ripping bonfires on the beach, just wasted, speakers, everything. And they're just coming by and just being like, oh, I want a part of that.
Yeah.
You're like the siren song for all of these hikers going by.
Yeah.
And then they get up and they just see your mustache.
Exactly.
By
You're the reason to go off the
fire
trail.
lane.
Yeah.
Well, and we take all the good campsites too. So they're coming down and getting all the shitty ones. It's great.
I love that.
Yeah, so on these trails specifically, there's always a campsite just a little bit further than the public drive-in ones, and those are the ones I always stay at, away from the public. But I always bring a pint of gin in a plastic bottle, like always, 100% of the time.
I mean, why not?
Gotta treat yourself at the end
that's
of
fun.
a 10K walk, you know.
Is it? I have like one kind of fun fact about a famous reclusive person. Is anyone familiar with Harry Nilsson?
Oh, hell yeah.
Of the Nielsen rating system.
The musician.
No.
He was great.
The musician, yeah. Harry Nilsson was like one of the first to have like multiple number one hits while having never ever performed live. He was an incredible recluse and just refused to perform in front of a live audience. So they would fake like music videos or live performances. And they would just like shoot him on a stage and then shoot a crowd later and like fake it for televised stuff. But he was like really good friends with Ringo Starr and John Lennon. And they were like super close. They would hang out and go on these big mad tears around town and get hammered. But he wrote like Everybody's Talking, Lime the Coconut. Like he is all, One Is the Loneliest Number. Amazing songs. But he was a total recluse. Just did not go out into the public if he could help it.
Up there with Randy Newman as all-time great cheeky piano players.
Oh yeah.
They're both just hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, good thing we're not going to kill that recluse because we're about to kill this recluse.
Yeah, you are. Set you up, buddy. Digital high five. Let's see where we're at. We just finished round 2. Oh god. And
You're blind, motherfucker.
with a big old blind. Oh man, that's so rough on my end.
I'm so happy I did that because I was the one who I had that coming up and I pressed you to let me finish the round, and it would have been so embarrassing if I made you do that and then didn't land the spell.
Oh god, seriously. All right, well that brings us to top of round 3 with Lady Kilda, who is currently flanked between Jahal and the Winter Wolf.
Yeah, I probably should have re-listened back to last episode to figure out what I had done.
Jahal is frightened 1 as well. I'm not sure why. I don't remember, but I'm just gonna keep it on him
Because I intimidated him first to
okay.
lower his
Did you?
DC.
Nice.
Strategies.
Yeah, so I think Gilda's just gonna turn to the Winter Wolf at her back, probably seeing Jal recoil due to his fear and blindness.
Yeah.
So she will turn to this Winter Wolf with her first action and raise shield, and then with her second action, she will strike with the cooperative blade.
At
That
which
is a
target? Sorry?
27 to hit the Winter Wolf.
Winter Wolf. Okay. 27
Yep.
hits.
Okay.
We still have the
That
Aura of
is
Command
7
on from
points of slashing.
Long Saddle. Okay.
Yeah.
7 points of slashing. Cool.
And she'll go again with a map -5 for her third action. That is a 13.
No. Critical miss.
I'm going to use a hero point.
Okay. Yeah, the Winter Wolf is taking some hits. It's looking a bit rough.
Yeah. I want to get it out of there. That's kind of what Gilda's been focusing on.
Yeah.
That is a natural 20 for a 31.
Yeah, baby!
Best
Fucking
use of
see
hero
ya, Winter
points.
Wolf.
That is 36 points of slashing damage.
Oh my shit.
Putting it into hibernation.
Dead. You describe your kill.
Yeah, so she raises her shield, turns around, covering her body. She comes up with an up slice with the cooperative blade, changes her grip, and then just plunges it into the throat of the Winter Wolf.
Oh,
Damn.
so sick.
Dude, Gilda with a fucking sword out there is wild.
Things are already getting dangerous because it used its breath weapon, but it was coming up on being able to use it again, and you're all pretty tightly close now, so that was clutch. That was super clutch.
Very scared of that breath weapon.
Amazing. Next up is Long Saddle, who is just going to maintain his aura of command. Great blow, Lady Gilda. Keep it up. Let's move to so Kalino's on the ground. I believe Gerald was kind of on him. What the hell was Gerald doing? I forgot. What the hell was I doing with Gerald? He was trying to wrestle Kalino. Oh, Kalino got hit. That's right. That's why. Kalino got fucking bit and thrown. So I think Gerald is going to. Oh God, should he go for Kalino? Should he attack? Gerald's looking rough. So I'll give you guys a option to free action here and give Gerald an idea, because he's like bouncing between, do I go for Kalino? Do I help Longsaddle? And do I attack Jaw? What do you think he should do?
Tulok is right beside him, and he looks over after casting this spell. Gerald, get Kalino and hold him back. We've got Jaw. Don't worry about us.
You got it, sirs. And he just sprints over to Kalino and grabs him and just starts to drag him away, unconscious Kalino on the ground. And that's going to bring us to Krucka.
Krucka, seeing the wolf go down, is going to sudden charge the other way and just book it out of here, and he's gone. No, he's going to go.
See ya.
Okay, Krucka is going to sudden charge to the northwest of one Mr. Jaw and take a swing with the hatchet.
Okay. You've got a flank on him. Let's see what you
Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, baby.
get. Oh, man, come
That's the
on.
silver one, right?
That is a silver hatchet, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Silver
Okay.
slightly dripping down the handle as this thing's like melting from the heat of his barbarian rage. 24 damage, 4 of which are fire.
24 damage with a damn hatchet. Plus, the silver damage has gone through. Good hit. Really good hit. Anything else from you?
He'll just swing again with a map -4. 26 to hit.
That hits.
7 damage, 5 slashing, 2 fire.
Okay. That is so brutal.
And he couldn't see it happen.
Okay. Next up is Jaw, who is blind and frightened and just got whacked by a silver hatchet. Jaw, in this form, has imprecise scent as a sense within 30 feet. What I had to do a lot of homework before this episode. Once the blind came in to figure out what I have to do here. What I have to do is roll a perception check to see if I can locate someone, and even then, they'll still be blinded to me. So if I succeed, they'll effectively be hidden as opposed to undetected. So like right now, I can't hit anything because I don't know where any of it's at. Arguably, I could maybe swing for Krucka, but I'm gonna roll first to see who I target, because it's going to be between Tulok and Krucka. He's going to be searching for Tulok, and because that's who blinded him.
Yeah.
And I need your stealth DC,
I knew
Tulok,
unscented soaps were a good idea.
which I'm pretty sure I beat.
22.
22. Okay. So I did beat it, but I didn't get a critical success. I was damn close, though. So you are now hidden from me, which means I kind of know where you're at. I can attack, but I still have that flat check to do. DC 11 flat check? 5. Jaw lunges out towards you and can't quite hit, but then a claw is going to follow up. So another flat check. Natural 20 on that flat check, so a claw coming in at a map -4 for a 30 to hit Tulok.
That'll do it.
Okay, so swings wildly and hits you for 24 damage.
Yikes.
I'll use my retributive strike reaction to reduce that by 8.
Actually, sorry, it's not 24. It is. It should be 5 less. It should be 19. I accidentally had my coordination thing on with the wolf, but it's dead.
No worries. So then -8, so 11 points.
11 slashing. All
I
right,
like
not
that a lot more.
Damn, I think Lady Gilda's going to strike.
And that'll be 27 to hit.
Yep, that hits. And then with that cooperative blade.
16 points of slashing.
Oh, good hit. Very nice. Okay. And next up is you, Tulok.
Okay, so your frightened would tick off as well.
That's correct. Thank you.
Tulok is just again going to attempt to demoralize. So he is just going to say, Joel, if you understand a word that I'm saying, put your weapons down. Think about what you've done to the town. If you continue like this, you will die here tonight. And that's a 25.
25 intimidation against my will DC. That is a fail.
Guess I'll die here tonight.
That's right. And then Tulok is going to hurl a piece of a gravestone at him for a 20 to hit.
No.
Well, whoop-de-doo, that's me, baby. Move out of range. I
Great
don't
round
think so.
3 for Kaka and Gilda. Not so great for Tulok. Let's go to top of round 4. Lady Gilda.
Gilda, with her first action, will bring that shield back around. Second action, she will strike out with the cooperative blade. That is a 22 to hit.
It's a miss.
Okay. Final action, she is going to attempt a trip.
Okay.
That's a 27 against your reflex DC.
Reflex DC. That is a success.
Okay, you are prone.
Hey.
You can knock a large creature prone?
Yeah, so I one of the first feats I took is a little something I like to call Titan Wrestler.
I thought you did. Yeah, that's
so I
awesome.
can disarm, grapple, shove, or trip creatures up to 2 sizes larger than me.
Holy shit! This fight was epic until I think this episode. It's not epic anymore. Maybe hopefully the music does the trick for it.
You can still turn around, guy.
Are you treating Jal as flat-footed right now?
I, for the purposes of flanking, yes.
Because Jal should be flat-footed because of being blinded.
I was trying to double check that. I don't see where it says that. The blinding condition says you can't see. All normal terrain is difficult terrain. Can't detect anything via vision. There's a lot of it shit about visual effects and perception checks, and then it overrides dazzled. Dazzled makes things concealed to you. I do think it's a bit odd that it doesn't say flat-footed
Because I believe it's not in the raw, but because we are considered hidden to him.
Oh, yes. Thank you. That's a nested rule. It's a good point. It's a very good point. So yes, flat-footed because you have the hidden condition to jaw. That's an easy one to forget.
Mm-hmm.
So far, though, there wasn't any close calls on the AC, so I think we're okay. All right.
He's on his ass now anyway.
Jaw prone, yeah. And you've just double checking. You did a map on that, right, for the trip map?
You know what? I did not.
Hmm.
Because it doesn't auto-calculate. So that would actually be...
And you need at least one hand free to trip as well, unless your
Nimble
weapon
shield
has the
hand,
trip.
motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
So that would actually be a 23.
23 against flat-footed DC is still a success, so we're good.
Hey.
Perfect. That was close, though. That was damn close.
Didn't James roll a 24 earlier in the round? That was a miss.
No, that was a
Don't
22.
think so.
My bad. Carry on.
Carry on, my wayward son.
Another Bruce Springsteen song.
Sorry, just to clarify, Nimble Shield Hand makes it free for the purposes of interact actions. I think I can still trip because my Shield Hand doesn't count as for other reasons.
That's for interact actions. I don't think a trip is technically an interact, it's an attack action. But that's the attack trait versus manipulate trait. Whatever. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I also think it's fine, but I can't remember why. I'll look into it.
This is sort of what you do, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it here. Worst case scenario, you can just drop your weapon and punch harder. So then you do with the weapon. So if you want to just do that.
No, she actually hits harder with the cooperative blade.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's prone. What else you got? You got one more action? Raise shield?
Yeah, shield was first, and then miss.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
trip. Yeah.
All right. That's going to bring us through the group of NPCs. Gerald keeps dragging Kilino away. Long Saddle is he's starting to like shimmy his way around the tree a little bit to get a little bit farther from the fight, but maintaining his aura of courage, or aura of command. And that's going to bring us to Krucka, who's still flanking. Oh boy.
And, oh boy, does he ever want to give it a whack with this hatchet. 29 to hit.
That hits.
11 damage, 2 of which are fire.
Nice. Plus some silver. You can just feel like there's actually like every time you hit, there's like fire that sparks off, but there's like also this like steam that comes from like the slices you put into his back or whatever, just from the silver burning the flesh.
Smells tasty. He's going to attack with a map -4 for a 20 to hit.
That's a miss.
8. And...
Anyone order hot dogs?
Hold on, let me steal that from you. Did anyone order hot dogs? And that'll make the edit.
Amazing.
Okay, well, he's good to just sit there and keep swinging if the thing is already down.
Yeah.
25
That's
to
pretty
hit?
vulnerable. That hits, yep.
Hey!
One of those rare occasions that the third strike's useful.
Yeah, and he's like full health, so go ahead and bite me, you chump. 10 damage, 2 of which are fire.
Amazing. Oh man, so many good hits. I'm gonna do another roll to see who I strike, and it's gonna be Lady Gilda or Krucka. It's gonna be Lady Gilda, and I don't take any downsides for being prone. I think blind and in a moon frenzy, knocked over, being attacked from both sides, just going to start flailing. And Lady Gilda, you're gonna get some jaws coming at you.
Ankle biter.
Well, first I have to roll my perception check. What's your stealth DC?
Like 12 maybe.
That's gonna be
11.
more than that. 10 plus your.
I know. 11.
It's 11. You have a plus 1
Yeah.
bonus. Oh god. Okay.
She's got a bum leg and wears heavy armor. We got a 2-luck for that.
Oh my god, I forgot about this. Okay, so I think I actually got a critical success, which means you basically become observed. So like the way you basically tripped Jal just lands. He's being attacked while he's prone by Krucka, but his snout is like right up next to you, and it just gets a big whiff of Lady Gilda combat sweat and just goes for a bite. It doesn't have to roll the flat check. Oh, shit, that's a 22 to hit. That's garbage. And then it's gonna follow up with a claw, but the first claw is a critical success, so 32 with a natural 20.
Yeah, that is a crit. Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be a sweet 26 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second strike misses with a 16.
Okay.
And that brings us to Tulok. This werewolf is flailing on the ground.
Tulok will step 5 feet to the southeast, and he is going to. Well, his head snaps back, and he just starts to murmur incoherent words. Ach no, zak zak dak no nak nak, and you don't even know what's going on. And his head is just snapped back, and then these words emanate into Jal's mind. And I'm gonna cast Aberrant Whispers.
What the fuck?
So I would like a will save from Jal.
Okie dokie. Will save 28.
Son of a bitch.
Kid still got it.
You wouldn't know, but that was his highest save because he's actually a caster. It's a druid.
Okay, he made it. Son of a bitch. I was displaying a spell Aberrant Whispers that I've never used before, but he would have either been stupefied or confused if he had failed.
Oh, okay. And confused would have been really good.
Yes. That's it.
That's it? Wow. Top of round 5. I didn't think we were going to go this far because you guys were kicking ass. Lady Gilda, what do you got?
Yeah, so I did the research between the rounds, and it looks like she dropped the cooperative blade as a free action last turn.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that.
First action, she's going to bring that shield up. Second action, she will strike with her fist. That is a 34 to hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
That's a crit.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. That is 18 points of bludgeoning.
18 bludgeoning, okay. Big ol' hit.
He hasn't seemed coherent to us at all throughout this whole fight, right?
Not a bit. An absolute frenzy.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to keep going non-lethal unarmed with a map -4. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits flanking.
And prone.
And prone. Hits flat-footed, let's call it. Because he's flat-footed 3 ways right now.
Right.
3 the hard way.
Well, no, just 2, because he observed Gilda last turn.
I guess that's technically true, yeah.
That is 6 points of bludgeoning.
6 points of bludgeoning, all right.
Just stay down, Joel. Just stay down.
Oh, he will stay down.
Krucka, can you finish the job here?
Maybe. So low grade silver hatchet, 25 to hit.
That hits.
12 damage to afflict your fire.
Describe your kill.
So again, like, he is just getting sick of how much time is being taken here, and like raises the hatchet up and screams a little, and like this belch of flame as it comes down is just like showering liquid silver all over Jal as he basically like buries it into his forehead. And then
Hell
says,
yeah.
I love
it's
the
not
idea of
pronounced werewolf. It's pronounced werewolf.
My God. Oh, it's so stupid.
Yep. Sitting on that one all combat.
I really thought you were going to go with the Mel Brooks thing. There,
man.
wolf. Their castle.
I love the idea of Krucka's like his dragon instinct, like causing fire on the silver weapon, creating the silver like melting and turning it into liquid. That's great flavor. I love that. Jal equals dead and reverts to a smaller medium size and turns back into a human-looking form as the moon frenzy, it's called, subsides upon death. And there is a lot of heavy breathing after this combat. Long Saddle starts to like limp over towards Kilino and Gerald. Kilino's still unconscious. Gerald just trying to like check his wounds and stuff. Magilloy sitting over to the west, unconscious.
Yeah, as soon as Joel is clearly down, Gilda will book to Magilloy to check their vitals.
Sure. And there's like a few Otari guards around that are injured up against different like tombstones and whatnot, and but they seem to be alive. You check Magilloy, and she is dead.
Really?
Yep.
Jesus.
Good thing we went to their potion shop to check that out earlier.
And just as you're checking, this little mouse runs up next to you, Lady Gilda. It just like skirts across your boots and like over to Magilloy, and then just begins to grow into a humanoid shape, and Rin forms right next to you out of pest form. It just looks down on Magilloy. It just turns and looks at you, Lady Gilda. Is she gone?
Yes, she is.
I didn't make it in time.
None of us did.
And then you hear like a sputtering over by Gerald and Long Saddle. Kilino regaining consciousness. What happened? Sirs! Calling out to you, all you heroes.
Tulok walks over, and he has history with Kalino as he lives and works in the marketplace, and so he walks up and just says, "It's over. Jarl's dead. After all these years, he's dead."
And Keelino, kind of looks over at the corpse with just a fire in his eyes. And then he looks down at his wounds. Are they bad? They're bad, aren't they?
They are, but you'll live. And Tulok puts a hand on his shoulder and uses the healer's gloves.
Okay, sure. And you use the healer's gloves and give him a zap of magical healing. But even as you do, you can see that some of the wounds don't want to close as effectively because there's something festering within them. And I'm sure you have a pretty good idea what it might be.
There, Wolf.
What would the check be for that? Like, if he is thinking that potentially he got, what's the word for it? I know it's not werewolfism.
Lycanthropy?
Lycanthropy.
Yeah. Werewolfism. In this case, it will be a nature check. Specifically, this is a curse technically. Although your character might not know that right now, but it is with the primal trait. It's a primal curse.
So Tulok turns to Krucka and says, "Krucka, you may have read about this in your books. Come take a look." And he says that in a hushed tone, by the way, not in a way that Kalino could hear.
And Krucka will attempt a hushed tone and say, "Of course, Master Tulok," very loudly.
Will attempt a hushed tone.
And Tulok is going to try to aid.
Aid, yeah. Joint pass or some shit.
You got it, and I don't aid.
Okay. 19 on the nature check.
Yeah, I think that's good enough because all signs point to yes. This is probably the curse of the werewolf.
It's not so much a nature check, so much as Krucka just pressing the silvered axe on it, watching it swirl.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
This does not look good.
Real applied science there. Yeah, and so you know that the curse of the werewolf, it will basically sit inside and wait till the what's the word I'm looking for? Like a gestation period or incubation period. Dormant, thank you. until a full moon. But you have a full moon right over your head. So what you don't know is whether or not that's going to activate in the next little bit or within one month's time.
Okay, so I'll turn back to Krucka turn back to Tulok and actually use a hushed tone this time. Yeah, we may not be safe with him in this state. There's a chance he will turn into what we saw with Jarl.
Do you know if there's any way to fight this?
Let me consult the heavens. Hey, Freeman.
I am God. Speak. The curse of the werewolf is, it can transfer a few different ways, different types of werewolves and stuff. They're can be bred by true werewolves, or you can obviously be passed on, stuff like that. There's really only two ways that you know of to get rid of it. One of them would be through magic, although you don't really know what magic yourself. But you also know that wolfsbane is a plant and a poison that can rid the body of it. Roll me another nature check.
28.
28. Okay, yeah. So wolfsbane is a very potent poison, and it can cure the curse of the werewolf so long as it is applied before the first time someone transforms.
Okay.
But it is extremely deadly. And by extremely deadly, I mean it's a level 10 poison.
Okay.
It could kill one of you guys easily.
We must poison him.
You either have to survive the stage 3 of if you survive the third stage of the poison, you automatically are cured of the lycanthropy, but you still have to go through the poison's effects. It's really, really brutal.
Yeah, don't suppose Magiloi would have been the one that gave us wolfsbane.
Well, we also have the magic option Vandy's a pretty decent level cleric, and we have a whole druid circle, which I assume Krucka has friends in. And Rin is right here. She might be able to tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll see. We may be able to heal them, but we must act quickly.
So as you guys are discussing this, Rin is over with Magiloid, with Lady Gilda, saying like,
What is it, do you think, that caused Magiloid to be in this situation? It does not make so much sense.
I can't fathom. We went to the potion shop, and there was just something posted on the door. I'm sorry, we were in such a rush, the words are escaping me right now. But I know that they weren't there. What could they possibly have been doing out here?
Magiloid is very shrewd. I believe she would have had a guess as to what was happening. This might seem uncouth, but I am going to check her person.
and Rin kind of like goes in and kind of starts to look through Magiloy's like coat pockets and pulls out a couple of broken vials from like being in Jaws, and then there's two that are intact, and she just holds it up to the Gilda.
It is fortuitous. I believe this is Wolfsbane. She knew what was happening, and she took a great risk.
Too great at this point, I think, but let's not let the work go to waste. I'll see if any of my people have sustained wounds. You're okay, Rin. You made it through unscathed?
I'm fine. I was patrolling the forest line, unbeknownst to the druids. When I heard the commotion here, I came away as fast as I can, but it was not fast enough to help.
Probably for the best at this point. I think we're gonna need another divination very soon. Perhaps you can read the stars for us. Now that we've seen so much darkness, maybe there's a little bit of brightness in our future.
I will do what I can.
And with the Wolfsbane, you do have the option of administering it. I mean it's deadly, it's deadly. You rolled really high on that, so I'm just going to tell you right now that the first stage of the poison deals 12d6 poison damage.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't for us to trifle with.
Kilino is like, I think, starting to clue in a bit now because you guys are all talking in hushed tones, and he's just like, I got it, don't I? Don't let me have it. And Gerald's like, oh, Mr. Lathdar, it's okay. Just take a breath. And Longsail's just like leaning over on a tombstone, like, oh God, I'm gonna die. and Kilino's just starting to panic, and he's like, Tulak, you tell me right now. You tell me. Do I have it? Don't let me have it. Don't let me carry it.
Kalino, I won't lie to you. I owe you that. But things aren't looking good. You've contracted this disease, but there are ways to fight it. We have a poison that can kill it from the inside. The other option is magic, though I don't have the power to help you. Perhaps we bring you down to the Dawnflower. We speak with Vandy. She might know more about the magic, but also, if you decide to take this medicine, it could kill you too. But perhaps she could watch over your recovery. You don't have to have this. But in fighting it, you may not live.
If I may undermine your roleplay there.
Go ahead.
You all level up.
Hey.
Oh!
Yeah.
And technically, Tulak could, if he so chose, have the power to cure this.
Oh, shit.
And I will tell you as well, meta, that no one else in town can. Vandy's not high enough level.
No, but Vandy has a heal spell, so she could essentially just like watch him.
Oh, no, sorry. I did accidentally leave out some information. The Wolfsbane only works if no healing magic is helped along the way. it has to be pure wolfsbane. You have to survive it. You cannot be aided with magic. It's fucking brutal.
Okay, so regardless,
didn't mean to live that out. Sorry.
Gilda's gonna pick up the cooperative blade and then go over to Long Saddle and Gerald and just like help them to their feet. And regardless of what we choose to do here, we should bring everybody back to the Dawnflower. At least get some rest under you. Tulak, Krugga, maybe you two help Kilino closely. Rin,
Understood.
if you could keep up the back and maybe help any of the straggling soldiers. Gerald and I will take the lead and get Longsaddle down there. So Gilda's plan is essentially to get everybody down to the Dawnflower and heal everybody up. Because if I'm understanding you correctly, we can heal up Kilino first and then administer the Wolfsbane. As long as he doesn't have any healing during the duration of the poison, it should work.
Kilino is a level 0 creature as an elite template.
So he's probably
He has
going to die.
no chance of survival of the Wolfsbane.
That's fine. I mean, Gilda doesn't know that. But the point for her is to start moving out of the graveyard.
Move everyone
She
down
can't
and
just-
weigh your options while you're doing it. Yeah, totally. And like keeping an eye on Kilino in case he turns at any time.
And that's why she wants Krugga and Tulak to do it, while her and Gerald take Lardis and take the lead, and then Rin follows up the back with any straggling soldiers who are still alive, just so
For
there's, keep like 20 feet buffer between the two parties.
And Rin's got some heal spells to blow, so she just goes over and starts helping the soldiers, healing them up. She actually walks over to the cliff and grabs one and just like jumps off and casts Featherfall on herself. No, I'm kidding.
Starts feather falling and throwing guards off the cliff.
It's a reaction for yourself, and she just like grabs one, like, hold on to your butts! Just like leaps off. And then has to walk all the way back up for the next one. Yeah, so yeah, you guys can definitely make your way down to Ye Old Library, no problem. Kilino is like getting more and more aggravated and frustrated and like panicking as you move him closer to the library. Tulak, you have to promise me I won't. I heard what you said, but it can't be. Krugga, as you are helping with this, like you glance quickly over at Jaw's body, and you see he's got a couple of weapons that obviously weren't used or absorbed in the transformation, but there's also a necklace around his neck.
That's a good place for a necklace. But
it seems out of place. It seems very out of place for what Jaw is, because it's like this really nice bejeweled necklace. It's like a little bit scuffed up, of course.
Just pink puka shells.
It features like a porpoise on it for some reason, and then if you go over and you look at it, you turn it around, and it says engraved on the back very nicely, Ayla, my beloved.
This is a bit Art Deco for his tastes. He will take it.
And like you at this point probably know that Ayla was Kilino's wife who died.
Yeah, probably not a great idea to agitate him further at this point.
And by the time you reach the Dawnflower Library, Lady Gilda or Vandy is managed to confirm she's put out the rest of the fires, and is kind of quickly getting everyone back to repairing and fixing the place, just like working at water damage and all that stuff from the Wands of Quench. But she quickly finds spots for everyone to lie down and recoup.
Without saying much, I think Gilda's just going to go back to the fishery and draw herself a bath.
Didn't know she was an artist.
So dumb.
So dumb. For a real smart man, Duncan, you're real dumb. Yeah, fair enough.
She's just exhausted at this point.
Yeah.
She's wounded one. She's, she's injured. Like, she's fought her way through this. She's killed more tonight than she ever has in her entire life, even though they were just wolves.
Yeah. Some of them very evil wolves.
Yeah, she just needs some time, to clean herself off, clean her armor, focus up because she's just exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally at the death of Magiloi, maybe at having to kill Kilino. Like,
Yeah.
she suspects part of this is her fault.
Yeah. The question now is really like, we can get into level ups actually quite soon, but you have the option of administering Wolfsbane, with, I would say Kruka has a pretty good idea that it will kill Kilino. But the other option is kind of on Tulak at this point. You start to talk to Vandy. She's like, I don't have that kind of power. I don't have the ability to remove a curse. It's beyond her purview. That's something for the big city. And you can weigh the risk of like making him stay with the curse until you can find a way, or Tulak can. I don't know what his plan was for the spells repertoire, but
Certainly wasn't that.
Remove curse is one of the options.
we could also, farm it out, right? Like send somebody to Absalom over a couple of days to get a scroll if we don't think he's going to turn tonight. Because it's on Tulak's spell list, you can just cast it from the scroll.
Yeah. I mean, if he turns, we kill him. That's pretty easy.
It's true.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of Wolfsbane. We'll
course.
just spray him with it.
The thing you're facing too a lot from Kilino is like, don't. And it's like, if he finds you have the Wolfsbane, he's like, give it to me. Give it to me. You have to give it to me. I would rather die. I'm not doing it. I can't live with this. I killed my Ayla. I can't. Don't let me do it. Don't let me live with it. And he's
Kilino,
kind of like raving.
we won't let you live with it. If we can't fix this, I'll send you to your wife myself.
Then just do it. Why won't you just do it?
Just wait. Just wait. There are ways around this. It doesn't have to be this way. Just wait. Put trust in us. We will fix this.
What we could do, theoretically, is bring in Morlabint, give him, stay with me here, the Thresholds of Truth, and have him cast Resilient Sphere around Kilino.
And that does what?
It creates an immobile sphere of force to either trap or protect the target. AC 5, hardness 10, 40 HP, immune to crits. So we could create a bubble around him to, essentially keep him in one place if he does turn tonight.
It's only a minute.
Oh, never mind.
Great idea, though. Definitely a combat spell.
Yeah.
You'd be looking for more
That's
something
right.
like a ritual to do something like that, I think. Anything long-term like that.
Well, we got that poison book too, so maybe there's something in there that could make him sleep.
I'm just double-checking some of the spell lists here to see if anyone had, like, calm emotions or something. It doesn't appear to be the case. Ultimately, Kilino is going to just, like, fall asleep from pure exhaustion and his injuries. Even being healed up, it's like, it's going to have, like, a mad effect on his body. So I'm going to say that he falls asleep, for the night. And you guys do have to decide what you want, what your plan is, and how you're going to handle him come the morning. But in the meantime, I think we should talk level up. Unless you guys have something else you want to do.
Nope.
Are you you're going to the Otari Fishery? You said take a bath, Lady Gilda, Kruka. Where are you gonna bed down in Tulak, or anything else in town? The town's just been under a crazy amount of shit.
Yeah, I think Krakow would just go home. Just outside of Otari.
Head back to the woods.
Yeah, just lumber off into the forest.
Yeah. Longsaddle, after getting a little bit of healing, will just he's got to go back into the town and reorganize what guards are left, and make sure the citizens know they're okay, check all the doors. He's gonna go on that mission all night long, basically. Check in with the mayor.
Tulak just heads back to his caravan and will spend the night there. While he, much like I, ruminate on whether I want to take that spell and save stupid Kalina. God damn it, man. Come on. I can just get my 4th level spells and you're going to fucking shoehorn me into that?
We have so much poison, we can make it look like an accident. Don't worry.
Well, and to be fair, Tulok's the only one who will know that he can do remove curse. Like Gildo and Kraka would never know.
I was doing the research on it, and I was like, oh man, like no one's gonna be able to do it. There's no options in town for this, and the only people that can are divine and occult casters. And I was like, I'm gonna have to like throw this at Tulok. But I didn't want to tell you in advance to spoil it. But yeah, you also don't know what else curse-wise might be ahead of you, so it could be a valuable.
I know, that's the only
investment.
thing that's luring me towards it.
But yeah, you guys rest up. You have your, you know, get whatever you need back from that. And let's talk about level 7.
Yeah, 7.
Growing up so quick.
Brutal. This is gonna be brutal. I know James is ready, so why don't you start?
Yeah, 7's not a huge level for the champion. The biggest, so I get weapon specialization, which means I get an extra 2 damage to everything I'm an expert in, which is essentially
Okay.
all weapon groups. So I get an extra 2 damage to that.
Cool.
The big one for this level is armor expertise. So I'm now an expert in armor. So my AC
You're gonna
with
be
my shield
impossible to
down is now
kill.
28.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's
What
30
the
shield
hell?
up, 28 shield down.
I'm gonna go search my level 6 guys and make them all elite real quick.
I also get a skill increase at this level, so I chose medicine to bring that up to an expert. So my medicine is now a 12. It's matched with diplomacy and religion for my second highest. And I did that because I decided to take the general feat continual recovery. So instead of having the 10-minute treat wounds cooldown, or the 1 hour treat wounds cooldown is now only 10 minutes. So I can essentially just keep bouncing back and forth with treat wounds. Which she does to herself when she gets back to the fishery to remove that wounded condition.
Hot dang.
She's so exhausted. She's killed so many things. She's just like, I don't care. Patch up, go every 10 minutes. Oh, I've learned a new skill.
Yeah, and
Look at
you
that.
know, she's like polishing her armor up in the dead of night, you know, like lit by candlelight, like praying to Rory to hopefully get this, regain his favor.
Mhm.
And you know, she realizes that, oh, okay, well, if I just latch this a little bit tighter, if I cinch this a little bit, you know, a little differently, I can make myself a little more impenetrable. And she realizes that she is now an expert at wearing armor.
Amazing. And that's pretty much it for you, though.
That's it. Just the 4 things for me.
You are just a beast, though. That's awesome. All right, who wants to go next? Kraka?
Yeah, I'll jump in here, give Scotric some time to mull over his spell choices. Level 7's kind of fun for Kraka. Nothing major, but skill increase. He's going to be a master in crafting just to make use of that eyepiece as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Master. Damn.
He's got a general feat. He's going to take thorough search, which allows me to spend twice as long searching things for, I believe, a +2 circumstance bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
Okay.
we don't miss any goodies in the dungeon. Then we get into the fun stuff. My Dragon Instinct specialization increases rage damage from 4 to 8. If I have
God damn it.
if I have greater weapon specialization, it increases from 8 to 16. I also get Juggernaut, which makes me a master of fortitude saves, and weapon specialization, which increases my damage a bit more. So things are going to get hurt.
Wow.
Wow is right. So basically, can't kill you with poisons anymore.
Mhm.
And things are going to die real fast, especially when you crit, which you seem to do a lot with Kraka.
Yep, and rage. So
That's
you
bonkers.
won't like
And
me
rage. Oh.
when I'm angry.
so to speak. Okay. Tulok.
Oh, sorry. I also have 99 health now.
Fuck's sake.
Nice, I have 108
Crazy.
Damn.
and an AC of 25. Suck it, burn.
All right, Tulak, tell me how squishy you are.
Okay. Well, still squishy. That never changed.
That's good.
But I now have expert spellcaster, so my my inherent magic responds easily and powerfully to my command. Your proficiency ranks for spell attack rolls and spell DCs of my spell's bloodline tradition increase to expert.
Oh fuck! What is that? 24 now?
Well, my general save is 25, and
Yeah. Oh, he's got a plus 15 to hit.
and let's see here.
Man. You're gonna miss a little less often for that with that telekinetic projectile for a little while anyway.
Got that right. Okay, and then also, so for my skill bonus. Wait, what are we right now? Skill increase. Right. I
That's the one.
took occult up to master, baby.
Okay.
Nice.
Probably a good choice. Yep.
And then also 3 level 4 spells, which I'm not going to tell you what they are.
That's so many.
And then finally, I took Die Hard as my general feat because it's way better to die on 5.
Bastard.
Try to kill me now.
Oh man, you were having the fear, weren't you? You thought I was
I
going
got
to
the
kill
fear.
you. Yeah.
I'm a big fear guy.
Oh man. Die Hard, you cheeky bastard. Toughness
With a
and Die Hard.
vengeance.
With a vengeance. All right. That's a pretty good general level up. Holy crap.
Yeah, I like that our utilities also like branching out as well. Like Krugga is like material goods. Gilda is like people with her diplomacy and her health, and Tulak is just weird shit straight up and down. Like I really like this party. I really like the makeup too. I think this is real solid for a 3 people party.
It's fun.
You have just sentenced one of us to an untimely death. Thank you, James.
I mean,
Good
one
thing
of us
I
is
die
due.
hard.
One of us. He said,
Wow.
glancing
Yeah,
at
I mean,
the
you've got
bottom right of his
ferocity.
notepad.
He's got Die Hard, and Gilda has a 30 AC effectively.
It's so insane. I have to. If your shield's up, I need a 40 to crit you. That's insane.
Yep.
Oh man.
We have fun, don't we?
Thorough search is a great feat too, Duncan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that. Morning comes along.
Wait. Before
Or
we
it
get to
doesn't.
morning.
Yeah.
So Tulak is in his caravan when they get back. Just flops down on the pillows inside. Lights a couple candles, lights some incense. And he's just ruminating about the day and the death and how his own negligence really has caused this to happen, because he thought that Jal would stay away. He really thought that by leaving him alive, he was doing the right thing. He knew he was human once, and he really ruminated about whether he should go back and kill him, or like whether they should take him out or turn him in or whatever. But he thought that, he didn't know the true story. He didn't know for sure if it was Jal that did these things. Though all signs pointed to yes. But he really thought that he did the right thing. But now, unlike the gauntlet coming over the city, this was his decision that caused these deaths. Because if he had just killed them, then it wouldn't have happened. And he'd killed so many people and so many different creatures at this point that he's really struggling with the fact that he feels like a lot of this is on him. So he's back in his caravan and he's just flipping his little onyx stone in his hand and just thinking about what to do the next day. And the look on his face is grim. And he just lays there and lays there and lays there. Blackout. Now it's morning.
Now it's morning. Okay. I love it. I guess everyone can have a hero point. That was a rough go and a lot of things, and it was really fun. It is now. I've just put it at like 8 a.m. It could be earlier or later. It doesn't really matter. On Fire Day is the name of the day of the week. Tomorrow is Star Day. Quick reminder that Shafram leaves at the end of Star Day. You have somewhere around 48 hours.
It felt a lot more
less
pressing
than,
before we had to fight a bunch of werewolves and shit.
Yeah. And you kind of need to, I don't know, you need to figure out what to do with this situation now. Once you get up and sort of gather and meet wherever that is, eventually you're going to get an update from Longsaddle and Gerald that, you know, the town is fine. They're reorganizing. They're basically trying to, you know, get the bodies of the dead guards and everything like kind of like, you know, sorted and cleaned up, and treating all the wounds and doing whatever they can. Giuliano is still at the Dawnflower Library, you know, under the watch of Vandy, but whenever he becomes conscious, continues to insist upon death or the removal of what is inside him. Feverish sometimes, but a little bit in and out. And where do you guys want to gather? Basically, after all this information,
Probably the usual place. Just get breakfast at the Fishery. It's close enough to everybody. I don't know where Krucka is staying, but
He went home, but he'll go to the fishery with his, you know, notable love of fish. Walking his way in like, I said, what about breakfast at the fishery?
You get, okay, so you guys gather at the Fishery, have a little breakfast.
Tulok isn't there.
Oh, okay. Lady Gilda's enjoying a nice, delicious anchovy porridge. When Krucka walks in.
For the listener, Freeman made a face immediately after saying that.
I really regretted my own words there. And when Krucka walks in, you know, expecting to see them both, but Tulok has not shown up yet. The incredible waft of seafood hits your nostrils, Krucka.
Yeah. Well, shall we try to find Tulok and get this done with? If I hear Kalino continue to beg for death, I might just have to grant it.
yeah. She's like a little spaced, like still trying to reconcile her part in what happened last night. But she just like slams her coffee and it's a little too hot for her, so she just wafts it and just like shovels this anchovy porridge into her mouth with a piece of toast.
God, it's canon.
Get a -1 to diplomacy because you burnt your tongue.
And she just follows you out the door, and like through like bites in her breakfast. She's like, that's his caravan over there.
Quaint.
Cabin core.
It's like a tiny home with wheels.
If you go to the market too, you see that like all of the stalls are open, but like there's a very somber atmosphere.
So I guess they just stroll through all the way up to Tulok's and see if he's there.
The door is unlocked, and if you open it, incense is still burning. Maybe one candle is burning low, but he's not there.
That's extremely irresponsible, by the way.
I'm aware.
Maybe we should leave the door open a bit. It's pretty potent in there.
Yeah, if there's one thing open flames love, it's air. Well, he'll turn back to the market and kind of look around and see if there's any signs of the lock. We lack a Tulok.
I mean, that's in Scott's. That's up to Scott at this point. I have no idea what he's doing.
So, if we flash to Tulok, he didn't sleep, and if he did, it was very restless. He woke up with the sun at dawn, and with his hood up, he moved quickly through the streets. into the Dawnflower Library. With most people either just rising or still asleep, he got as close as he could without anyone noticing himself, and then he casts invisibility on himself. And he moves silently through the Dawnflower and into the room with Kalino. At that point, he stands in silence and watches Kalino as he's sweating and moving in his sleep, and moves closer to him, drops the invisibility, and rouses Kalino. And he says to him, Kalino, can you hear me?
Tulak, was that you?
It's me. How are you feeling?
Keep having dreams. Keep having Ayla's limp neck in me own hands. But sometimes it's in me jaws. Like I've crunched her. I've snapped her.
Don't worry. That wasn't you. And those dreams won't last forever. I told you that if I could do nothing about this, I would send you to her, into her arms, in the boneyard. But my friend, that won't be today. And he casts Cure or Remove Curse on him.
I thought you were about to kill him.
I also thought you were going to smother him
You're
with
gonna
a pillow.
you're gonna stuff some Volksbane in his mouth, just like hold his mouth shut.
That's what I was going for. I was trying to trick you guys.
Well, this is not a guaranteed success. This is the dreaded, I forget how it works. I hope James remembers a little bit, counteract check. So you have to roll a counteract check against the effect. And how we calculate that counteract check is something I forget. Shit. And James, can you help me out with that?
Yeah, so I found a flowchart on Reddit while I was building my wizard for one of our other games. Since we know what it is and we know the DC, we essentially jump right to whether or not they're using a spell to counteract an effect. And in this case, the answer is yes. So they add their spellcasting ability modifier and their proficiency, plus any bonuses or penalties. So that would essentially just be 2 lucks spell attack modifier.
Okay. Awesome. I would love to see that flowchart later. But I trust you. And the flowchart. Credit to who?
This is from Midgefly on Reddit from 3 years ago. So
Nailed it. Thanks, Midgefly.
we're using it. Thanks, Midgefly.
Amazing. So cool. So you have to roll a counteract check there, 2 luck against the DC using your spell attack modifier.
I'm going to use a hero point.
Okay. All right.
Doesn't even want to say what the first one was.
That embarrassing, huh?
Oh god, it was worse.
Oh,
Fuck it. Can I use another one or no?
Not on the same roll, no. So you might have to cast again. And
Bitch,
spend a
but I
spell
can't
slot.
use it. I have to use it before you tell me if I did it or not, right?
No. Yeah, I mean, you've already used one. You've already used the hero point.
No, I
That's
know.
fine. Like, yeah, you didn't. Announce
Okay, well
anything, so.
you can tell me now before because I'm gonna have to cast it again.
I mean,
right?
tell me
So,
what the number was.
19.
Oh yeah. No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. He will use it again. Come on, bitch. Another 19. Son of a bitch.
How low are you rolling? Is it real bad?
Yeah, I mean, like that's a 4 on the die.
Oh, brutal.
26. Thank God.
hey.
Only cost me 2 hero points and 2 spell slots.
That might still not do it.
It does it. It does it. It was DC 24.
Oh, Jesus.
Woo! Wasn't a very high DC, but brutal.
I rolled 2 4s and 1 6. and then finally settled on an
An
11 for the
11.
win.
That's so bad.
You're welcome, Kalino. Maybe you won't be such a bastard to me all the time, getting my rent dues at the fucking marketplace, man.
Oh my god. You cast a spell, counteract the curse. You're the only one in town that can do this, and you managed to pull it off. And the Gilino just sort of drifts back to sleep, seemingly more at peace.
Wakes up with a note that just says 2 months free. Love Tulak.
Yeah, because Chromatic Ray would have been way cooler than stupid Remove Curse.
I think Remove Curse is going to have more utility than you think it might. But
Yeah, I know, but I ain't happy about it.
that's fair.
Well, since you've made such a worthy sacrifice, you can have one of those hero points back.
Ooh.
Hey! And because I got y'all to think I was going to kill him.
That was
Sneaky
good
little
too, yeah. I suspected it at first, but then I happened to open your character sheet, and I was like, "Oh, he's got it." Okay.
He had smother with pillow crossed out, and then remove curse.
Yeah.
written in there.
I just go in and use Phantasmal Killer.
Yeah.
Just goes in and magic missiles him and walks out.
All right. So with Keelino cured and the town working on getting its feet back on the ground, what happened? Where do you go after this, Tulak? Where do you head?
It just depends on... I think he just walks out. I think he's going to go and meet up with the crew. So I don't know what they're doing, if they're looking for him. He kind of didn't really think about that or telling them. He was... Honestly, I think it was a tough choice for him, too. Like, but he just felt so bad that he did this, that he's like, we're doing this to save lives. And who would I be if I just let this man die? So,
Yeah.
Of course he was going to do it in the end, but he just
Yeah.
walks out.
I think he probably meets up with us in the market, because I cannot imagine that this town would stay quiet. You know, Gilda and Krugga walking through the town square after literally saving everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're just handing out samples. Like Gilda's got tea in one hand and a red bean bun in the other.
It's like the best day at Costco
Yeah.
ever.
You quickly learn that the reason the market is open is because everyone there knows that's what Kilina would want. You know, business keeps going. He's a businessman, and he's a real grumpy one. And they love that. Everyone's got a love-hate relationship with him for sure. But they open up, and it's a bit somber or whatever. But they open up because they know that's what he would insist on, regardless. They would be angry at him if he was there insisting it after this big tragedy. But because he's like the victim, they're like ready to do it at the same time. And yeah, definitely samples galore.
Tiny toothpicks.
Get your frilly toothpicks. Get your frillies, complete with sausages on the ends.
I'll do 2 laps and get another one later.
So Gilda will wave to you while she's like juggling a hot dog and like a stuffed bun and a tea.
And everyone's like super appreciative of everything you've done. And you know, the rumor mill is churning real hard. You know, everyone knows what's happened. The stories are spreading.
So Tulok joins the others and says, I've managed to heal Kalino. Something in my ruminations last night allowed me to remove the curse from him. He should be fine. Now, I have other worries. Menhimnus. Oh my god.
Use your words.
Here we go.
The mayor's daughter. She weighs heavy on my mind after a conversation with her last night. But we must get back to the Gauntlet. Perhaps we should speak with her one more time before we leave. I feel like she's being drawn there, and we must figure out why.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
So you head to the Menhimes Manor?
Yeah, Tulok is not really taking part in the revelries, and he just turns and goes. Sorry, I didn't even ask you guys if you want to do some other shit. So if you guys need stuff to do.
Just gonna repair Gilda's shield, I think.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. I'll stand behind you. So are we gonna try to beat the clock on this guy that we're supposed to find?
Well, Tulok wants to go to the Manhima's place, right?
Yes, but just on the way back to figure out if there's anything we need to know for when we're in there, right? Like if we can get some information right now about what we're looking for, because like obviously there's something drawing her out. So obviously, well, Scott is thinking that it's linked to the gauntlet, and I think Tulok does too. So if they can at least get the information now, then it's something they can look for once they're back in the gauntlet, is what I'm thinking.
Fair.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
In the AV, baby.
So I'm trying to remember now what you had discovered with that last meeting. Do you guys recall?
Just that she was weird as fuck.
Yeah, I think didn't she have a marking or like she had markings on her, and that she said that
Writings, like these like bruises on her wrists that had like formed like a script, but you could only figure out one word, and it said Leng, Leng.
right
It's like
Yeah.
related to Aklo, but not quite it.
denizens of Lang,
There's also the ruby, right?
and the ruby came from inside of her stuffed animal.
Yeah,
but that we determined that wasn't magical, right? Maybe we need James' notes, but
yeah, because you basically sneakily pulled out. She had like a stuffed toy, a stuffed griffin, and you pulled out this like flawless ruby inside.
and I kept that. No,
Yes, you recognize the script as something revolving dream traveling. You found the flawless ruby and kept it. You realize the language isn't real. It's more of a series of runes. And you made out the word Lang, to which you made a knowledge check. The word Lang is the name of a pocket dimension of dreams with evil creatures. And that's when we decided to take her home.
And on your way to the manor, Tulok, you realize that the ruby is no longer in your possession.
huh?
Thieves.
What does this town come to? It's like it was never there. Okay, well, Tulok turns to his companion and says, "Did I give one of you that ruby last night that we took from Menhemus' daughter?"
Nope.
No, Gilda shakes her head in the negative.
It's gone from my pocket. Don't remember putting it anywhere.
You did mention that it was a dream ruby. Perhaps it only reveals itself under the cover of darkness?
Perhaps. Let's go speak with the girl and then head back to the gauntlet. We have a ticking clock.
Yeah, we agree, so we do it.
All right. So you head back to Menhemus Manor, and you are welcomed in pretty quickly, especially after your exploits. Longsaddle is here talking with the mayor about the recovery effort, as it were. The mayor looks a little sheepish after his little excursion in the night. His irresponsible excursion that you scolded him on.
Mm-hmm. What was the daughter's name again?
Doriana.
Had that.
So as Tulok walks in and sees them, he says, "Mayor, we must speak with Doriana regarding last night. The time is of the essence."
Yes, I suppose it's appropriate. Did you discover anything? Is there anything I should know?
Nothing yet, but we're headed back to the gauntlet. So any information, if it's tied to that, will help.
Yes, very well, of course. And he nods to his sort of butler, and who goes and fetches Doriana, who wanders into the room kind of lackadaisically, not really paying a whole lot of attention, and a little bit distracted. Kind of like one hand, rubbing the wrist. What's the word I'm looking for? Not nonchalantly, just like not paying attention. What's the word? God, I can't think of words. And in the crook of her arm, is her stuffed griffin.
Unconsciously is what you were thinking.
Yeah, thank you. Very much.
And Tulok turns to Gilda as she's approaching and says, "Perhaps you could try to talk to her, see what you can find out." And his thinking behind this is, she's a little girl. Gilda obviously is a woman, and maybe it would just be an easier conversation than.
Oh yeah. Oh, you gonna put that in James' lap? Are you?
No, let me handle this.
So what am I trying to figure out exactly? James doesn't understand what we're doing here.
I don't know what either. I'm not sure.
Well, something is okay. First of all, metagaming.
Yeah.
There's a reason she's out there, and she was walking towards a gauntlet and was stopped by the druids. So there's something bringing her out. So we need to figure out whatever information we can. So that when we go back to the gauntlet, if we see something along the lines of what because she says that there's someone that comes to her in her dreams and was luring her there.
The Motley Man.
The Motley Man. So, we just need to figure out a little more info about that before we go back in, is my thinking.
Okay. I'm going to do this how I normally do it. Roll it first
Roll
and then we'll play it out.
I love it. Here we go.
I'm going to use a hero point. That was a natural 1 for a 13.
You just grab her by her wrist. What is this?
Tell me about the Motley Man! Who is he?
So Gilda hunkers down, kneeling forward, her shield stowed on her back. The cooperative blade is is now proudly on her side at this point. She leans down to Doriana. Miss Menhimes, we were hoping you could tell us a little bit about the Motley Man. You may know more than you think you do, and we've never heard of such a being, and we'd quite like to get to know the kind of experiences you're having. They could be a touch dangerous, especially with you walking alone so late, though we know you have their protection. We just want to vet this person, this being, and make sure that they're the right person to be protecting you. I hope you can understand that we're just trying to look out for your best nature.
And Tulok casts guidance as she's saying this.
I got a natural 20 for a 32.
Hey-o!
So with
Natural
guidance,
one,
that's a 33.
Oh my god. The mayor is kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's listening in. The Motley Man. What are you talking about? And Doriana kind of she seems receptive at first, but then she kind of flashes angry eyes at you. The Motley Man's my friend. Why would you think he's something else? She pulls her toy tight a bit.
You know, the silly thing about growing up is that we start to fear the things we don't understand more than we did when we were kids. And we worry about you. Not that we worry about you being with the Motley Man, we just worry about your general safety. And to be out that late at night, specifically last night, was not particularly safe. So we just want to get a hold of the Motley Man, bring him over for some tea, get to know him a bit. Get to know him like you do. Really understand him.
The Motley Man's, well, he's my friend, and he's always with me. But he never comes here. I have to go to him. That's why I was going last night. I was going to see my friend.
Would you mind taking us there?
And the mayor's like, what? Excuse me? Lady Gilda, what's going on here? You have to explain yourself now.
So she'll info dump the mayor with what happened in the woods last night with the druids, everything, including the gem coming out of the griffin. Taking him aside a little bit out of Doriana's earshot, and just expressing how concerning that the word Leng is all by itself without the Motley Man. Just the fact that she may have accidentally been partaking in these dream rituals is not a good thing.
And he takes this in, and he's like somewhere between shock and anger that you've waited till now to tell him, but he's just clearly being irrational. And he just says, "You're sure about all this? What you're telling me is what you believe to be true?"
It's what the three of us saw and heard.
Did she fucking stutter?
And Osav turns and he walks over to Doriana very calmly. You could see his nerves are shot.
Gilda will follow very close behind him.
He says, "Doriana, may I see your griffin?" And she says, "Of course, Papa." She hands the griffin over, and he just tears it open. And she's like, "Papa, no! Don't do that!" And he just reaches inside and pulls out a flawless ruby. And that's what we're going to call it.
Ooh, creepy ruby man.
Oh man, that is making the bloopers.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.